I've always been one to rush headfirst into things, ever since I was little. There are several stories that stick out in my childhood that would illustrate this point. Once I rode my little Tykes car, down some concrete stairs and broke my nose, scarred up my face. I still have the scars. I got stuck under a bed because, why not crawl under a bed even though it might be too low? Particularly, there's one incident that really stands out though. It's the time that my dad tried to teach me how to drive a four-wheeler. I had no prior experiences with four-wheelers, so for one, I had no idea how fast I could press the throttle, but also there was me, my dad, and a bag of bricks on a very small four-wheeler, which would really cause some complications. So when I got on, just as my personality, I hit the throttle full force, and with the weight of my dad and the bricks on the back, the four-wheeler stood straight up and went right up a tree. So after laughing, my dad got off the four-wheeler, got me off the four-wheeler, and got the four-wheeler down off the tree. But this just really illustrated a point for me because in my life, I am very much one to just run into things without stopping to think or ask questions, figure out what I should do first. So there are 3 things to consider when making a decision in life. First, you should stop. I should have just stopped when I first got on the four-wheeler and asked my dad, okay, how does this thing go? How do I drive this? I don't even know if I knew how to steer. Like, what are these buttons for? So when you're looking at decisions in life, take a minute to look around. What are your boundaries? Who are you working with? Take a minute to reason through the situation before you just go by your feelings and initial reactions. Ask a few trusted advisors, and then try to make a decision. Secondly, think. After you've stopped and began to consider the advice of others, take a moment to think. Just because somebody says one way doesn't mean you should exactly do it that way. Of course, you should consider their advice very strongly, but make sure to weigh the possible outcomes before you make a decision. So when you have actually thought about it and first stopped, considered, weighed the outcomes, and finally come to a fairly good conclusion that you think will bring the best outcome, proceed. Now this should be done cautiously. Don't do like I did and actually just punch the throttle the first thing. You should definitely proceed cautiously. Take your time and make a good decision, a wise decision that will help you throughout your life. So my full throttle experiences did not stop in childhood, even though I should have learned my lesson then. I rushed into decisions, relationships, and commitments without stopping to consider the repercussions. And just like that time on the four-wheeler, I end up on my back, staring at the sky through branches, wondering how the tree got there, where it even came from. If I would just stop, think, consider all my options, get advice, read the Bible, pray, most definitely, and then take my time coming up with a good decision, I would definitely be a lot farther down the road than being stuck up a tree with nowhere to go. So always take time to stop, think, and proceed cautiously before you make a decision.